All right, so I've recently discovered through getting the layers that the Joshua can be set to stereo input, and I may be guilty of just not reading the manual thoroughly or not watching enough videos or taking a look at the documentation on the website, but I don't recall seeing anywhere in the Joshua documentation where it says you can set it internally to stereo input. Yet here we are. I took the panel off and it has the switch, and I set the switch, and as a result, as you can hear, I can totally do stereo input, which caused me to rethink this whole deal. I like the Galaxy a lot, but the Joshua might be my favorite digital delay ever, and it's kind of a multi-effect. It's also got the pitch shifting in there, and modulation, and multi-tap stuff going on with reverb and compression. It's a really, really great small format, not giganto, weirdo, overkill delay. It's just a perfect little delay. And I like the idea of having a simpler setup here. So it kind of encouraged me to rethink this whole signal chain. Now, going into it, not much has changed with at least my dynamics and gain. So compression, LA2A style, fuzz, and the only reason I have the compression in front of the fuzz, normally I'd like it after, is because the compression raises the noise floor of the fuzz face. Fuzz faces are inherently have some noise, so I don't want to raise that noise floor, so I'm hitting it with the compression rather than otherwise. Clone, count to 5, which is, in my opinion, essential for my little thing. Added the blooper in. I really don't like the blooper as a looper, but it's small format, and I can do a couple other things with it readily if I want to. We'll see if I can get a normal sounding loop going here today, but usually I got to get lucky to get a normal loop going with that. For whatever reason, using the start and stop functions, it does not function very good as a looper. The digiverb for the reverse reverb into the Dimension C, so I've got some sort of 80s shoegazy slash, I don't know, synth pop sound. I don't know what you want to call it, but I decided I'll try that out. I like that sound. Probably end up switching it out, but today it sounds good to me. Into the layers. This is kind of my surrogate microcosm. Again, the microcosm is only a victim of being a weird giganto pedal. Way overkill for what it is. Hologram just needs to make a mosaic pedal. People can talk about using other settings in there and blah, 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 and try and show how it's really useful otherwise. No, it's the fucking mosaic, all right? So having said that, that takes up a lot of real estate, and it'll probably end up back on this board because nothing else does what the mosaic does. Into the Joshua, Dream, into the SSL6, into the SSL2, and then what I'm using is I changed plugins. I found a mastering plugin that I like because I wanted to just have an overall polish for my little jams. So I'm using the Klevgr Grand Finale plugin, which filters the signal on in into a global compression, into a multi-band compression, stereo width adjuster, equalizer, output limiting, and there's also an additive signal path, which you can also add flavor into it. Just real simple interface. Forgive me, I don't have a scene set up in my computer where I can show you that interface, but look it up, the Klevgr Grand Finale. That's kind of what's buttoning up the whole sound altogether as I'm jamming here, at least on this recording today. And this is kind of a shakedown video. Again, we'll see if I can make a proper loop on this blooper. Again, the blooper actually really sucks as a looper, unless you want to make random weird noises, and that gets boring real fast, at least for me. So let's see what we can do here for a little loop. Ha, got it. All right, not the best jam ever, but let's see how that recording went.